Are you wondering how I went from this to this? Then you may want to stick around because I'm about to spill the beans. Yep, that was me in this picture over here. Today, I wanted to talk about how I went from this unhappy person putting on a brave face to this person who is genuinely happy in life. So come with me on this journey to experience the divorce I went through. And also make sure to stick around to the end of the video because I give everyone some life lessons that I learned during the experience and also some guidance on how you can move forward. So I'm gonna take it way back now. Myself and my ex-wife met when we were young. And as cliche as it sounds, yes, we were childhood sweethearts. Over the 12 years we were together, we both grew in different ways. And when I say grew, I mean further apart. As we both felt we were on different paths and had different goals in life. We no longer aligned, there was a breakdown in communication. I also experienced trust issues, which effectively sent me down a really negative spiral. But I also struggle to process my emotions and control them because of all the frustration I was experiencing at the time. Now, to be totally transparent, neither of us were perfect. We both had our flaws and also wrongdoings in the marriage. But also another factor to add was family pressures, which didn't help the situation. And also in the Indian culture, family pressures can be quite intense. Some of you may be able to relate. Now, just to kind of flip the topic a little bit. When we are young, we are taught a specific rule book in the Asian culture when it comes to life. In our Asian community, we are taught the following: go to school, go to college, go to university and get a degree, go get a job, find a partner, buy a house, get married, but also have kids as well. Well, I did just that except the children part because I never quite got to that stage. And let's just say nothing prepared me for the absolute devastation of going through a divorce and what I was going to experience. So even though we followed the blueprint, we got married because we had been together for so long. And at the time, our mindset was, well, what else is next? And also being the way we were, we progressed to get married, even though there were a bunch of problems that we were experiencing at the time. Neither of us were happy and the relationship became really challenging from this point forward. Fast forward a couple of years and I find myself in a situation where both of us are calling it quits. We decided to separate because a lot of toxic events accumulated and neither of us wanted to be in the marriage anymore. There had been far too much pain on both ends caused to actually even want to go back. Now, I'm not saying that the whole relationship was bad, even though there were happy times and also happy memories made and shared over the years. Looking back now, I can honestly say that we brought out the worst in each other and it really didn't help. Towards the end of the marriage, for myself and my experience, I found myself being an absolute shell of a person compared to who I used to be. I was truly unhappy with my life, and even some days I would come home, I would literally lie on the bed, stare at the ceiling and just cry and think, why is this happening to me? Feeling super confused, frustrated and lost. I was really directionless and I couldn't make any more decisions. But also feeling so confused with trying to understand why this was happening to us, where did it go wrong, but more importantly, what could have been done differently or how can we make this work? Now, during the time I was going through this whole experience, it was the absolute worst thing that had ever happened to me. Going through the whole divorce process came with a lot of waves of emotions. I often looked to toxic substances as a coping mechanism to help keep myself afloat, but I soon realized that this actually wasn't the healthy approach. Ultimately, it took me down a journey of really, truly finding myself. All said and done, I can look back and say it was all meant to happen and I am grateful for the experience because I wouldn't be where I am today in my life now if it weren't for that. Because if I look at myself now, I am miles ahead and levels ahead of where I was at back then. Switching back to the Asian culture. Now, in my experience, I learned that people in the community can be really cruel. From the point of people in my community finding out that I was divorced, I was effectively damaged goods because clearly something had to be wrong with me, right? So I can honestly say that this feeling isn't just for Asian women out there, it also happens to Indian males, and I experienced the same. It almost felt like the community decided to ignore the deep dive I took into my own personal growth and development, and it always felt like that was overlooked. Now, it was a true shame I was made to feel like this, and I know I'm not the only person who has ever felt like this, but I took this as an opportunity to talk more about my experience with my family and friends to help raise awareness. Look, friends, if you're going through this situation at this moment or have been through it, it's okay to have a tough time. It's okay to go through a divorce. It's okay to be broken down, but it's not okay to stay down there. You must, absolutely must pick yourself back up again. Dust the dirt and weight off your shoulders and start changing yourself to make a better future for yourself. believe me now, your future self will thank you one day. Even though you may feel like it wasn't your fault, the reality is you had a crucial part to play in the breakdown of the marriage. But now, the juicy part. This is why you stuck around for this video. These are the things that I suggest doing to better your life. Hey friends, before we continue any further, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow, but also you get a notification every time I drop any new content. So these are the lessons I learned. Acknowledge and work on the flaws that you had in your marriage. As silly as this may sound to some, I want you to start loving yourself every day because you can easily lose yourself in this process. One huge lesson I learned was trying to be the best version of myself as well. The next one is block out the negative drama. What I found in my experience was that there will always be so much whispering in the community, and this is because most of the time people have nothing better to do with their lives or focus their energy on. But also talking about other people's downfalls or hardships makes them feel better about their lives. So my advice is just block that out. I often found myself leaning towards that would support me unconditionally. It also helped me realize who truly was there to support me. So my advice is keep your circle small. And that leads me to my next point, which is find a support system, whether that's a support network that you can go to or a few friends and family members that you can keep close to really truly be there for you. And this next one is actually a little bit more fun, and that is get obsessed with a positive habit which will help improve your life. Now, during a divorce, things can get really hectic and intense, and my advice is rise above and beyond something that doesn't serve you. Also, if you are currently going through a divorce at the moment, then one huge advice I can give is stay focused on the end goal, because there's going to be so much noise and plenty of bumps during the journey and on the road to completion. But my advice is stay focused on the end goal. So remember, keep your composure. If there was one huge thing that helped me make peace with this situation and work on forgiveness, that was practicing gratitude on a daily basis. It truly helped change my perspective and my focus, but also allowed me to forgive those who I felt had hurt me. And then that brings me to the next point, which is believing that there is a bigger reason for why this is happening or happened. And a few of the reasons could be is because God and the universe may have bigger and better plans for you, or focusing your energy in the right areas to help build yourself back up. And trust me, you won't go wrong. Now, without sounding big-headed, I can honestly say that I am one of the many success stories out there. So please don't allow the divorce to define you in a negative way. Use it as a positive because you have been able to grow through the whole experience. Also, this is like a super important time where you can start to evaluate what you would like out of a potential future partner if you decide you want to settle down with someone again. And by doing so, you want to make sure that you are projecting the right energy out into the world to attract and align with someone who has the same energy and values as you do. Now, from the point of meeting someone new, I would highly suggest that you outline your expectations, because this can help you both gain clarity on what each of you want out of the relationship, especially if you're going to want to spend the rest of your life with this one person. And then that leads me on to the next one, which is making sure you are both making a decision together, because you are a unit. So the reason I wanted to record this video is to raise awareness, also to give hope and direction for those who are down in the trenches right now, going through the same experience of a divorce, or for those who are experiencing some difficulties when it comes to healing after the divorce. Now, I want you to remember that there is hope. You can have a brighter future and make something of yourself. You literally just have to make the choice to do that. So the power is in your hands and your mind. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it really informative. If you have any questions or comments, please let me know in the comment section below. But also, not to forget, please like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel grow, and I truly appreciate your support. Until the next time, I shall see you all on the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye.